All right, we are live. We got 5 fights left here on One Championship Next Gen. We got the walkout right now of Mealy Tao taking on Jeremy Miato. This is a rematch of one of what they've called the most high action, high pace fights in One Championship. Jeremy Miato, the Jaguar, took the dub on a crazy flying knee on this in the first fight, but it was high action, high pace, really a 50-50 fight until that knee changed it. So Lee Tao definitely looking to get his career back on track. It was definitely a little bit of a tough go of it for him after the loss. So definitely looking to revenge that. Let me get this stream tweeted out right quick, and we will get this rolling. Yeah, I mean, Lee Tao is definitely going to try to get this to the ground. He doesn't want to mess with the striking of the Jaguar again. That didn't go well for him in the first one, but we're definitely going to have some high action here. So I'm excited. This is going to be a good card. I don't know if you guys have really looked ahead, but the main event and the co-main event are the women's strawweight semifinals in the World Grand Prix. So the winners of the co-main and the main event will fight for a shot at the title. So those are some big ones we're going to be looking for down the road here. All right, let's get this all tweeted out. Come on now. Yeah. One really interesting thing about this Mali Tao versus the Jaguar is that both of them sort of came from very humble beginnings. Li Tao coming from China. His family didn't have much. He was trying to, use Muay Thai and his wrestling as a way to, kind of get out of it and everything. And he's committed his life since about the age of mid-teens. And then on the other side, Jeremy Miato came from a very poor farming family in Philippines. And as many poor kids in the Philippines, they find Muay Thai as a way to get their family out of poverty. And he's really committed himself. He went professional at the age of 19 in Muay Thai in the Philippines and has kind of been on a rocket ship ever since. Found his way to One Championship. Had a little bit of struggles here, but in the Muay Thai world, not many people are really undefeated. So this fight obviously is in MMA. So that obviously brings in a lot more. But Miato's definitely going to try to keep it mostly standing with his, striking and kicking in his Muay Thai background. All right. I don't know how many of y'all are new to One Championship, but a couple little things that might be different from American Muay Thai, MMA, or other promotions that you might be used to. First off, the scoring. They score the bout on a whole. They don't score it round by round. It's scored on a whole by 3 judges. And then also striking and knees to a grounded opponent are legal in One Championship. I know everyone's excited about that Petr Yan, Cody Sandhagen fight coming up on Saturday. And obviously, if you knew about Petr Yan throwing that quote-unquote illegal knee against Aljamain Sterling, that knee would be legal in One Championship. So that's a big thing to kind of keep your eye out here. Knees to a grounded opponent are legal here. So definitely something that can come into play, especially in a fight like this that I expect to be high action and could probably find its way to the ground. So definitely could be looking for some grounded knees here. All right, we are about to go off here. All right, touch gloves, and we are off. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Miato on the front foot starting early, trying to really get behind his jab and take control of the center of the cage. Nice little hook there. Woo! Couple nice early leg kicks from Miato. And really just sitting on that jab and the outside leg kick. Okay, there's a nice little combo with an uppercut. It's been all Miato in this first minute. But now Miato's starting to back him down a bit. Oh. And it looks like we already have a groin strike about 50 seconds in. Mao got hit in the lower region. Definitely unintentional. Miato was throwing a 1-2 combo with a kick up the middle, and it came very up the middle. So a bit of a recovery. It looks like Mao's going to be okay here, but definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if it happens again. Big respect coming out, and we are back on. Mao looking a little more active coming out of this break. Maybe he kind of needed it. I mean, nobody wants to get kicked in the lower region, but maybe he kind of needed that just mental reset to kind of get himself into the fight because it did look like Miato was coming out early. Ooh, nice combo for Miato. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this could be the beginning of the end. Oh, big hooks. Oh, Miato with that jab. The jab is setting up everything for him. He's using his range. He's got I believe, about a 4-inch reach on him, and he's really just finding his way out there. Mao's looking for a back of the head strike. I mean, woo! These hook combos now that Miato's throwing, just a 1-2 with absolute speed. There is serious speed in this striking of Miato. And he's got kind of a more traditional kickboxing stance than Muay Thai stance. A lot of the Muay Thai stances are up here. He's more got his hands in here, and he's more working off his kicks. And is a little more, his shoulders are a little more boxing, like pointed at the other fighter than the traditional Muay Thai that's a little more square. So good to see. That's something that, especially with some of these Thai fighters, you like to see when they can really blend the MMA into the Muay Thai world. Because pure Muay Thai, I mean, it's an elite striking discipline, but just pure Muay Thai isn't the best for MMA. Just because you're a little too square, you're not as mobile, and you're a little susceptible to takedowns. But Miato, tried to throw the flying knee that ended it in the first fight. Doesn't land there. But looks like Mao is already leaking a bit. Now Miato's starting to mix in the inside kicks as well. He's really going after that front leg. Oh, really going after that front leg. That knee could be in trouble for Mao. Whew. These combos are just coming in vicious. Mao just can't get in that distance. Anytime that he tries to close the distance, he's got an uppercut or a right hook coming his way. Whew. Another nice combo by Miato. All right, nice body kick from Mao. There's another little answer back. You can tell Miao's trying to get in the middle of the cage, trying to establish some sort of dominance, but Miato's speed just doesn't let him get comfortable at any moment. Whew. Another combo. Okay, nice little body kick. Yeah, Mao's definitely got a better defense than he did in the first minute or two of the fight. He's holding a much higher guard. Not everything's really getting through. He's fighting off his back foot a bit. But because of that, it's really not letting him get his offense going much. He's having to be very defensive. He's having to go backwards. Okay, here's the first clinch, but Mao gives it up. Interesting. I thought that might be something he'd try to work off of, maybe try to get a late takedown here in the first round. But this has just been basically a straight Muay Thai fight, standing, throwing. Nice little body kick there from Miao, but immediately answered with that 1-2 combo by Miato. There's a nice check left from Miao. Ooh, big combo from Miato. Miato's good at throwing those like 2-3 punch combos and then getting out of danger. He's not staying in that phone booth waiting to get hit. So I really like his footwork early. He's doing a great job of range control. And then when he fires, it's firing with speed and power. Miao's body kicks are really the only thing he's really been able to get going. I think that's partially just because of, like I've been talking about, in the range battle. I think he really can't get in that striking range. So the only thing he can really throw is like, a teep kick to the body that can give him a little extra range, a couple extra inches so he can actually get to Miato. Oh, Miato tried to throw that knee halfway through the round. I thought it missed. It missed the chin, but it landed pretty solidly on the body. So, he is, I don't want to say dismantling him yet, but he is making a conscious effort to attack the body, attack that front leg, and then obviously attack the chin with those vicious combos. The jab, the right hook, he's really throwing it. So, interested to see how the second round goes. Maybe Mao can settle in a little bit, but, if the first round tells us anything, I think Miato is just going to start getting his timing even more down and eventually really find that chin. Again, Miato just sitting on that jab. It just snaps out, and it's entirely his range control. Anytime Mao tries to take that distance, bang, jab's right there, bang. Yep. Mao looking for an eye poke now. It just, I never want to say like a fighter's looking for a way out or anything, but now on a jab to that and a hook, he's looked for a back of the head strike. He's looked for an eye poke. Like, it almost looks like, yep, he looked for another eye poke and the ref says, no, that's a punch. And now Miato's putting it on him after Mao stopped. Oh, this could be the end. And that's it. It's over. Wow. I'm not saying I kind of called it there, but it sort of looked like Mao was looking for a way out of the fight. He threw a strike. Miato threw a jab back. Mao looked for an eye poke, looked to the ref, was doing one of these kind of things, and the ref clearly says, no, that was a punch, and Miato saw that as his opening, and he absolutely put it on him. Just started throwing from hell, combos, hooks, everything, threw the kitchen sink at him, and then eventually Mao just had to cover up, wasn't defending himself, ref had to end it. Big win for Miato, a TKO. He was saying all week that he wanted to knock out Mao, and he did clearly knock him out in the first fight with that flying knee. So he probably wanted to put him to sleep, but I think this performance he's going to be very happy with. That was an impressive performance. That Muay Thai striking of Miato is a problem. That speed plays against any type of fighter. I don't know what his ground game is. That's not what we saw in this fight. After the first fight, maybe it might have been truly a confidence thing because in the first fight, if you saw it, like Mao was way more active. It was completely back and forth. They were really going at it. And it seemed like in this fight, Miato was just first. He was first to everything from the jump. He was just throwing that jab out there and just establishing his range, his timing, his speed. Everything was on his schedule. and Mao could never really get anything going. He had the early, groin shot that kind of gave him a break, and he looked good for about a minute out of that, where he started getting a little active, started throwing those body kicks, started trying to get some combos going. But really, just any time that he tried to get something going, Miata was just there. That jab, the hooks, he just did not let that range ever get tested. Yeah, he's saying it's very surprising that Mao actually stood there and just fought him. He thought he was going to shoot and wrestle, and that would be the game plan. I mean, maybe it was, but there was no real, like I said, with that range, if you're never getting inside range, you're never setting anything up, you can't just blindly go for a takedown. There was one moment in the second round that they did clinch, or sorry, in the late first round, about a minute to go, that they did clinch. And I really thought that was Mao's opportunity to maybe grab a clinch, maybe get a takedown, put some pressure on him. But he immediately broke it. And I thought that was very weird. And I thought that was honestly a terrible idea. And clearly didn't work out for him. So I'm very interested to see what the Jaguar got. This kid's slick. He got good footwork. He's fast. And he's got some serious hands. We got two undefeated heavyweights coming up next. I believe it's Dustin Johnson versus Kirill Grishenko. Let me confirm. I believe Kirill Grishenko's had one fight in one championship, and then Dustin Johnson has had this is his one championship debut. So let me see here. Let me check a little. Do a little research for y'all. Kirill Grishenko fighting out of Belarus. He is 1-0. Oh yes, I forgot. He has one fight against Umar Kane Rugrug, who was basically taking the one championship heavyweight by storm. Everyone was like, "This is the next guy. This guy is just dominating people. His wrestling is unbelievable. He's got unreal knockout power. No one's going to be able to stop him." And Kirill found a way through mostly grappling, a lot of knees, a lot of wrestling, which a lot of people thought you couldn't do to Umar Kane, but he really found a way. And then there was a controversial strike at the end of the round that Rugrug went down. He thought it was a late illegal strike, but they didn't end up giving it, and Kirill Grishenko got the win. So in a lot of people's eyes, I think definitely for some fandom, they thought the win against Rugrug was a little questionable, but I mean, hey, a win's a win's a win, especially in this heavyweight division that has absolute killers. So if you can get your dubs, you can get, especially on her debut, especially against a killer like that, you got to be legit. I mean, this dude is a massive heavyweight. Think sort of like a Andrei Arlovsky type, like just a very Eastern European dominant. He likes the grappling. He likes the wrestling. He's still got power in his hands. So I'm interested to see what this cat's about. Dustin Johnson, he's actually making his one championship debut. He is 6-0 professionally in mixed martial arts, fighting out of Canada. So love to see some more international flair, especially coming from the western side of the world. We don't see as much of that in one championship. You know, the American presence is definitely growing in one championship, but love to see some Canadian fighters get in there. I think I got to root for my boy Dustin. I mean, I will say my grandmother's from Canada. I'm Canadian, or I have Canadian descent. I sort of blindly root for Canadian fighters. I don't know as much about him. I was trying to do a little bit of research on him, see what this dude's all about. Let's see if we can find anything else. Let's see. Dustin Johnson. Oh, that's where I know him from. I knew him. He actually fought on Dana White's Contender Series for the UFC against the Combat Wombat, Ben Sassoli, who's now been cut by the UFC. And he ended up getting a no contest in that fight for a accidental eye gouge. It was nasty. He kind of just put his hand out kind of as a rangefinder, and he found the eye, and Ben Sassoli wasn't able to continue. So because of that, obviously he didn't get a contract in the UFC. That was back in 2019. He went over to let's see where he was at. He was in Cage Fury. He had one fight in Cage Fury, got a decision there, and then got a chance in one championship. He's had two fights that were canceled against Krishenko and Islam Abasov. I believe those were from his injury. Let me confirm that. But yeah, I believe it was from his injury. So now he's back. Now he's ready for his one championship debut. I'm excited about this kid. I thought that he was looking pretty good against Ben Sassoli before the eye gouge. So obviously that whole Contender Series atmosphere is kind of a weird thing. Like it's a one-off fight. You're sometimes don't get a full camp or anything. And then especially if you're going to lose on a no contest eye gouge, it's kind of one of those, I don't know what you are. You know what I mean? I can't judge you off a round and a half and an eye poke, you know? So that's where we have to see more. Out now comes Kirill Grishenko. Dude, this guy is a mountain of a man. This dude is huge. So that's something I definitely think is going to be an issue for Joyson. He looked decent in the grappling exchanges against Sassoli in the Contender Series fight. Obviously only for a round, so I don't know what it's going to look like in deeper waters. But this is a much larger human, especially in height. Like Sassoli is a big dude, but he's kind of more round and short, short and stocky. Kirill is just a absolute, European giant. Like he's that classic. He looks like one of the muscle for the bad guy in a James Bond movie type guy, So this is going to be an interesting one. This is some big boys banging. Yeah, I really think Joyson's gonna have to get on his bike in this fight. He's got to use his footwork. He's got to be able to keep a range, and he can't let Kirill get his hands on him. If Kirill gets his hands on him, he's like a bear. Like it's relentless. And I think that's really what stopped Umar Kane, because Rug couldn't get into his rhythm, and Rug, when he grapples, it's usually him going first, and it's all explosive movements. It's all big takedowns and stuff. It's not that wear on you grappling. And that's really what gave him a lot of issues, was when Kirill's strength in the grappling wasn't working and couldn't, get to those takedowns. Yeah, this is a very interesting heavyweight division, because it was kind of one of those that, like, I feel like the lower levels in one championship really grew faster. I mean, naturally, especially in Asian fighting, we see a lot more of the, 145ers, 155ers, the middle to lower weight classes. We don't see as many heavyweights. So it definitely took a little longer to develop. But now that it is, this heavyweight division is absolutely stacked. So when you see two guys like this with a lot of talent coming in early, it's an interesting thing, because people were getting title fights in like 2-3 fights in this heavyweight division. So there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of, you're going to get your chance to be great in this division. But it's not an easy road. It's not an easy mountain to climb. So very interested to see these two going at it. Shout out Dom Lau. He's like the Bruce Buffer of One Championship. He's elite. He's great at the announcements. And I got to give him a lot of credit because some of the names that he has to deal with aren't always the easiest, and he always nails it. There's something about morning fights that just get the juices flowing, especially some big heavyweights. I mean, it's 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast here in Arizona, USA, where I'm at. And I'm getting to see two massive heavyweights absolutely go at it. Touch gloves, and we are off. Let's go. These are some big boys. Wow, Johanson's actually taller than I thought. He really doesn't give up much in the reach there. All right, touching gloves. And we are off in the first round here. Johansson definitely trying to get the range, throwing some high kicks early. And Carroll immediately trying to get to that. Got the double underhooks and gets him to the cage. Clearly, that's going to be the game plan for him. He's going to try to get his hands on him and wear him down. Decent balance and underhook there for Johansson to start. Not immediately giving up the takedown here. But I don't know if this could really be the plan of Grushenko to not even be trying to get the takedown as much. Oh, there it is. Almost breaking him down. Johansson back to his feet, though. But Grushenko just keeping on with the chain wrestling. He's got that body lock. Really not trying to give it up. Takes the back and right into side mount. Wow. That was impressive. That's one of those, the elite wrestlers who it doesn't matter if you stop the first takedown, get back to your feet. Stop the second takedown, get back to your feet. Stop the third takedown, get back to your feet. They don't care. They keep it going, and they just keep on it. Now he's got the serious pressure from side control, dropping a few elbows. Johansson trying to get that wrist control, but this is a bad spot for him. He's got a lot of time to work. There's still 3 minutes left on this round. Oh, this is not a spot I want to be in this early in the fight. Not doing a ton of damage here, but this guy to just suck the wind out of you. You're just carrying the weight of him. Trying to walk his way to a crucifix. He's got the side control. He's got one arm almost pinned in. Trying to get to that crucifix position, but Johansson's doing a good job of trying to fight that arm out. He's got the arm out, but now he went back into half guard, a little more controlling of a position. Yeah, Johansson's at least doing a decent job of trying to at least work himself into better defensive positions, but he is just carrying the weight of Carroll this entire round. That's not easy to do. This is a massive heavyweight, and he is doing a very good job of just keeping it chest to chest, keeping the pressure on. That's one thing about One Championship as well that you do have to see that's a little different from some other promotions is they need to stay active, especially on the ground, where the ref is already given a warning for, hey, we got to keep it going, we got to keep moving, we got to keep, they're not going to just let you grapple and just lay there. They want activity. They want to see you advancing positions. They want to see you attacking. If you're just kind of holding a position, they will stand you up. So Grishenko's definitely being a little more active. Now he went back to side control, being a little more active. Now he's going for the crucifix. He's almost got it here. He's trying to pin that arm in. And he gives up on the crucifix, but he steps over almost in a full mount. He's in 3/4, almost in a full mount. Now, Joinson gives up the back to try to get out of it. Uh-oh, this is a tough position. Is he under the neck? Grishenko's almost under the neck. Joinson's fighting those hands. The arm's under the chin, but it doesn't look like you can lock it in. Joinson's doing a good job of fighting the wrist, but this is a bad spot to be. Only 30 seconds left. Wow, Grishenko actually gives up on it and rolls back into side mount, trying to get that full mount. I will say, I got to give some credit to Joinson. This has been at least some impressive defensive wrestling from the bottom. He hasn't taken a ton of damage. It's been very controlling. Obviously, the round goes to Grishenko, but it looks like Joinson's going to find a way to survive. With almost 4 minutes of ground control and a few tough moments where he almost gave up that neck. So at least some credit for what he can do on the ground, but got to give a ton of confidence. That's the end of round one. Ton of confidence for Kirill Grishenko. I mean, he absolutely dominated that round, but I wonder if at least a little bit of confidence where Joinson, he was able to defend everything, but that's got to be grueling to just carry the weight of a 265-pounder like that. He's definitely, he's gotten his shots in. He's taken his time. This is going to be tough. I mean, let's see if Joinson can find a way to keep Kirill off of him because, there's no reason that that's not going to be the game plan for round two. It seemed easy. It seemed controlling. There really wasn't much that Joinson could do offensively. He did okay to at least, hold guard and survive, but oh man. But you never know. Fight always starts back on the feet. We're back on for round two here. Let's see if Joinson can find a way. Joinson feinting some kicks and stuff here, trying to keep his foot movement, trying to establish that range. Throws a hook and gets countered. Nice little spinning kick to the body by Grishenko. Okay. I think Joinson's really going to start trying to throw some jabs or some range finders or something because, just trying to – you can't just close the range and let Kirill just clinch you up. There's a nice little hook for Joinson. Much slower start to round two. Clearly, Joinson doesn't want to close the range, and Grishenko's being patient, waiting for his opportunity. Oh, big right on the counter by Grishenko. Joinson tried to throw a low kick, and Grishenko came right down Broadway with that right to the beak. Yeah, Joinson just looks scared to enter, and then anytime he does, Grishenko's just immediately countering with what seems to be more speed. Yeah, Joinson looks very tentative in this second round. Trying to back him up. Ref calling for action. Ooh, spinning back fist by Grishenko. Woo! Oh, another one! And a big right hook, uppercut. Could this be the beginning of the end? Oh, man. Oh, spinning back elbow. And then an elbow in the clinch. Oh, this is some dirty striking by Grishenko. Now he's got him pressed against the cage, working the body. Oh, nice uppercut up the middle. Whew. Yo, this Grishenko cat could absolutely be a big problem in this heavyweight division. He's got these spinning strikes. He's got absolute power in his grappling. He's got dominant wrestling. It's kind of everything you want in a heavyweight. Let's see if he can truly have that knockout power. We haven't seen that yet in the one championship, but some of the striking is impressive. Ooh, spinning back elbow on the exit. My God. I mean, credit to Joinson's chin for being able to hold up here, but my God, this looks like the beginning of the end. Oh, big left hook, uppercuts. Looks like he's out on his feet. He is just raining hell. I mean, the ref might stop this soon. This is bad. This is getting bad. Joinson taking a lot of damage. I mean, it looks like he's looking for the clock. There's still a minute and a half here. Grushenko going to the clinch here. I mean, if I'm Grushenko, I'm breaking this and just keep teeing off. I mean, maybe there's a sense of he's a little tired after throwing about 20 consecutive strikes to the dude's chin, and the guy didn't fall, so maybe you got to take a breath in the clinch, but my God, that combo was ridiculous. Starting with the spinning back elbow on the exit of the clinch, and then just absolutely raining hell. Uppercuts, hooks, everything. Kirill looking like he's going for the takedown. Doesn't get it, but back to the striking here. Wow, Joinson actually on the front foot here. I don't know. It looks like Grushenko actually kind of emptied the tank on that striking and looks gassed. Could this open up a possible chance in maybe the third round for Joinson? Because I will say Grushenko looks gassed. He kind of threw the kitchen sink at him and emptied the tank, and it didn't put him away. So, I mean, he's clearly up 2-0. 20 seconds left in the second round. Let's see if Joinson can survive here. They're sort of just clinched up against the cage. Looks like it's going to be pretty much here. Now Joinson turning him around. Looks to be a little bit of the fresher fighter. It's crazy to say. Oh, and now we got a low strike. Kirill hit Joinson in the groin. Stop giving him a bit of a rest here. That's interesting. That is interesting. I mean, Grushenko looked gassed. I wonder what this break could possibly do for either of these fighters. Could this change the fight? I don't know if this, injury timeout could really change the fight here. Grushenko's completely open mouth, sucking wind. Hands over the head now for Grushenko. I mean, is this just going to be an ugly third round where we just see some, tired grappling and end of the thing? Or can either one of these hopefully Joinson find a second wind and maybe find a way to finish the fight? Looks like they're ready to continue. There's only going to be about 10, 12 seconds left in the second round here. And then we're going to probably get right to the third round. Joinson tries to throw a quick little high kick and end of the second round onto the third. Joinson looks like the much fresher fighter. I got to give it to him. I mean, I have no idea how he survived that onslaught in the second round. Crazy spinning strikes out of Kirchenko. Hooks, everything. I mean, but he sort of emptied the tank and Joinson's still standing. So credit to the chin of the Canadian, but I'm very interested in this third round because it doesn't look like Kirchenko has much. Maybe he can find a second win, but I'd love to see Joinson put it on him. But that's a tough situation he's in because Joinson absolutely has to finish it in this third round. He's clearly down 2-0. He might be down. There might be even that's the thing is they don't score the fighting on a round-by-round basis. It's on a whole. So that does change a little bit where you can't look at 10-8 round or something. But clearly Kirchenko's been dominating this fight. Wow, Joinson immediately throwing combos. Looks to be on the front foot. Nice little jab there by Kirill. And an eye poke, possibly. No. Ref not giving it. Johnson absolutely on the front foot. Throwing some big strikes. Big uppercut. Kirill trying to answer. Yeah, I mean, Grishenko's looking like he's a bit wobbled here. I don't know if it's just fatigue or one of those hooks really landed, but this fight is looking like the tides are turning here. Johnson looks like a much fresher fighter. Oh, big right for Grishenko answering back. What a fight. Yeah, Grishenko's right eye could become a problem here. I mean, there's only 3 minutes left, so I don't think we see a doctor stoppage at any point, but that right eye could absolutely become a problem. Grishenko looking like he's trying to clinch, but I will say these clinches not looking like what they did in the first and second round. Definitely not the same power. Definitely not the same, just dominance. Broke the body lock. Trying to just sort of lean on him here. Hopefully Johnson will be able to break this. Ooh, nice uppercut for Garrow there. And it's broken back to the feet. Ref asking for more action than he saw in the clinch. Let's see it. Good head movement from Johnson. I mean, Johnson's been absolutely on the front foot, backing him down, trying to throw some big stuff. Big uppercut. Yushenko's at least had decent head movement, which has kept him out of the way of Johnson and had a couple decent counters, but definitely been mostly Johnson finding that jab, following it up with a nice uppercut. Ooh, Grishenko getting just out the way of a big right there. Nice body kick, nice low kick, but then a nice counter by Kirill. Ooh, big right by Johnson. About a minute 30 left. I mean, you would think that Johnson would still need to get a finish here, especially with all the work that Grishenko, but especially with how the refs, they do it on a full fight, sometimes you see the third round get a little more weight as it kind of is later in the fight. And I've always kind of said that there should be some more weight in a later of a fight because, kind of like a street fight, like if you throw a couple punches at me early and I don't go down, but then I'm whooping your ass at the end, I won that fight, So I know you have to do it on a whole, but this is an impressive third round for Johnson. Grishenko trying to press him against the cage, trying to ride out this fight. About a minute left, just under a minute left here. Let's see if there's any time left for Johnson to put an exclamation and maybe give him a chance in the judge's eyes. He's had an impressive third round, but I don't know if it'll be enough. I really don't. Nice knee to the body. Let's see. 20 seconds left. Let's see if he can break this. Oh, big spinning back elbow by Grishenko and back into the clinch. Whew. That elbow. Big landing. That might be the exclamation point Garrow needed to secure the victory here. About 10 seconds to go. Still clinched up. Johnson trying to throw some little strikes, but looks like the clock's going to run out on him. And there it is, end of the fight. Wow, what a heavyweight bout. Kirill Grushenko, I mean, this cat is tough. He clearly needs to get in the gym, maybe work on that cardio a little bit more. I mean, a dominant first round with the wrestling. Second round, he got his striking going, throwing some unreal for a big heavyweight, some very fast spinning strikes, spinning elbows, spinning back fists. He's been that really impressed me. But you got to give a ton of credit to Johnson for being able to take that, especially at about the 2 to 3 minute round in the second round. Grushenko absolutely emptied the tank. He threw everything he had at him, and Johnson kept standing. He couldn't put him out. I think he did enough to win, but all the credit for Johnson being able to take that kind of damage, have the type of cardio, and credit to his coaches, because a chin like that partially is natural, partially is cardio. You have to be in shape to be able to fight like that for 15 minutes, and he did it. There we go. Decision goes to Kirill Grushenko by unanimous decision. It does seem obvious he did dominate most of this fight, but I will say, for a debut against an absolutely tough opponent, I'm very impressed with Dustin Johnson. I think this cat's got some serious skills. I think he's going to learn a lot from this fight. I think he's going to learn to not be as slow of a starter. And I think he's going to try to start, really getting his stuff going early, trying to get on that jab, trying to get on those body kicks that started working for him. But, I mean, Kirill Grushenko, if he gets that cardio up, there's not a lot of heavyweights in the world that can beat him. I'd like to see maybe a little more pure knockout. He doesn't have the pure knockout power, but he's definitely got some real strength. He's definitely got some serious wrestling, and those spinning attacks are nasty. Next fight, we got a couple big boys, a couple more heavyweights. Anderson Silva taking in Iraj Izapur. These two boys are going to go at it. I will say I do love the build of this card. It's just pretty much heavyweight males and then some of the most elite female strawweights in the Grand Prix. So this is the third to last fight we're about to see in the Anderson versus Iraj. And then after, we will see the two semifinals of the strawweight Grand Prix. All right, let's do a little research, give you guys a little preview on the next fight here. This is not the Anderson Silva y'all think. This is a heavyweight version of the Anderson Silva. But he is also out of Brazil. Braddock, he is lifetime in Muay Thai and kickboxing, 52-20-1. This is going to be a kickboxing event. So that's something about One Championship if you're not too familiar. One Championship has MMA, Muay Thai, and kickboxing. So they have their own rule sets for all three, but they do fight in the same rings. So this will be a kickboxing bout. Anderson Silva career in One Championship is 2-3 as kickboxing, all time in Muay Thai and kickboxing, 52-20-1. He is 35 years old. He fights out of Brazil. He's been on a bit of a losing streak. He's had 3 straight losses in One Championship, so that's not two straight losses in one championship. It's not ideal, but definitely a tough fighter. Definitely has some serious power in those hands. And then we have an Iranian kickboxer making his one championship debut in Iraj Azipur. He's 65-4 career Muay Thai in kickboxing. So obviously on sort of lower level circuits, in quotations, lower levels, but serious domination, 65-4. He is fighting out of Iran. The Iranian kickboxing and Muay Thai scene has really grown. We've seen Bular coming out of there, so I really think this is going to be an interesting fight here. Couple big heavyweights and some kickboxing. I think Anderson Silva is a perfect test to get against the debut because obviously he's not the highest level of kickboxing they have in one championship, but he's a tough son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. And there's no easy way to put out Anderson Silva. He's lost some fights, but you got to earn that. So, wow, Iraj is a big boy. He's not too tall, but this guy is thick as an ox. This dude got them, in football terms, he looks like a left guard lineman. He's got those calves that look like hams. This dude is a big old boy. Interesting to see him come with the kickboxing background because a lot of times we do see some Middle Eastern fighters and stuff start with more of a wrestling background and then work their way into striking. Oftentimes they find their way to MMA. So interesting to see a Iranian fighter getting into the kickboxing scene, and clearly has had some success on his way to one championship, a 65-4 record. I mean, that, I don't care who you're fighting or where you're fighting. That's impressive, especially in the kickboxing world, which I know some people might not be as familiar with. Kickboxing is much more active than MMA, so you'll see people with records in the, 50, 100, 200 type fights. So you're really not going to often see, those single digit loss numbers. So that's very impressive. Wow, this dude's a unit. So big barrel chested dude, looks like a keg. So I'm very excited to see what the gloves. That's one thing that is different in kickboxing to MMA or Muay Thai. They use 10-ounce gloves. They're slightly larger than, or they definitely are larger. They're almost double the ounces of the Muay Thai or MMA gloves that are typically used in one championship, but they are slightly smaller than like a traditional boxing glove or some of the other promotions' kickboxing gloves, which is something that people have actually liked in one championship, that there's a little more opportunities for knockouts with these smaller gloves in kickboxing. That's been a criticism of some other kickboxing promotions. So that's something that a lot of people have liked in one championship is the glove size. So especially with some big boys like this, a 10-ounce glove ain't much. Absolutely electric walk-ins for one championship. That's something that I think they do better than any promotion in the world. They have a real, almost sort of a WWE kind of feel for it, where it's got your name on the back. It's got these video boards with highlights. You got the strobe lights. You got the music. You got the smoke. You got everything. And I really think that's something that I would love to see other promotions really adopt. I think that's something that it gives the fighter ability to really, show off him, be unique, have that walkout. I mean, we're going to see it later on in the main event. Stamp Fairtex has the most electric walkout probably in sports, including probably the WWE. This chick is electric. She got the stamp dance. She got all the red. She got everything. So really excited. That's something that's really fun about the one championship is these walkouts are electric. Another big boy. Another ham hock coming out the shoulder. I could very well see someone going to sleep in this fight. I think the kicks are going to start early, and then I think it's going to be probably end up being a counter-punching fight. And whoever can find that range, find that hook, and put it on the chin could definitely put someone to sleep tonight. Or this morning. I don't know. Depends where you're at in the world. Yeah, I'd really like to see Silva be active early. I think he's going to have to kind of set the pace, especially on this guy's debut, who's had a lot of success. I feel like you got to punch him in the mouth and punch him early and really kind of establish on the front foot. And you can't let this guy be comfortable. Anderson Silva does have about a 2-inch or 4-centimeter height advantage. Little bit in the reach, not as much. So you maybe will see that. I think really the only place you're going to see that height range really come into factor is possibly in the clinch. Kickboxing doesn't have as much of the clinch, but you will see a little bit, and that's where maybe in the tighter spaces, head movement and chin placement could come into play. Come on now. I don't know exactly who I'm rooting for, and I'm more excited in this. I gotta say I'm probably rooting for Raj, just on the pure fact of Anderson Silva. He's been in one championship. He hasn't had the most success, so I kind of root for the new guy to, come onto the scene, get hot, and maybe go for that title run. So why not, So crazy how the 10-ounce gloves normally look so much bigger, but on these mountain of men, they really don't look that big. Oh, we got the legendary ref, Olivier Coste. He's been around the game forever. Very good referee. One of the better referees in all of mixed martial arts. I'll put that out there. Olivier Coste, one of the better referees. He'll call for action. He very much he's good at controlling the fight without, being a factor in the fight, if that makes sense. And we are off here. A touch of gloves in the center. Respect is a big thing in one championship, especially in kickboxing. Braddock with the early inside leg kick. Braddock immediately taking the center of the cage, trying to get forward immediately. But Azapor seems like he's going to kind of stand there. He's not backing down. And now they're throwing. Ooh! Oh, Iraj with the early knockdown of the head kick. Wow. Started with a nice jab, threw a hook, and finished the combo with a head kick and put Silva on his ass. Silva looks okay, but an early knockdown for Iraj. Wow. Ooh, these high kicks for Iraj look effortless. He is absolutely on the front foot. Nice inside leg kick. Wow. And now he's answering with the combos. This Iraj cat could be legit. There's a little nice counter by Silva, but good head movement is get out of the way by Azapor. Iraj taking the center of the cage. He definitely looks to be a bit in control of this fight. He's going first. Damn, and when these strikes hit, you can hear it. You can hear that there's some serious power in these strikes. Trying to get that jab off. Nice little body kick by Braddock. Into the clinch. Ooh. Yeah, anytime Araj can get him going backwards. That's when he throws that head kick, and that thing could be a problem. He snaps that off effortlessly for such a big boy. Yep. Now he's starting to just kind of touch him and make Anderson Silva think. Throwing that jab, throwing that inside leg kick, just putting it out there, making him think. Here's a little bit of offense for Silva. Nice little combo there. Ooh, spinning roundhouse for Araj. Just missed. Araj smiling. Ooh, spinning leg kick to the body. Anderson Silva tries to counter back, but nothing. Into the clinch. And nice little knee on the before they break for Silva. Silva tries to answer with a high kick, but good head movement. Wow, Silva can just Araj can just throw these head kicks effortlessly. He just finishes off the combo. Inside leg kick for Araj, and that's the end of the first round. Wow. Very impressive for Araj to start here. He gets Silva going on the back foot and just put that right on the temple. Just sat him down. Wow. I mean, that is impressive. To be able to put a head kick like that from a heavyweight, that's a problem. That's an absolute problem. All right, round 2, here we go. Touch of the gloves at the start of round 2. They back off. Araj right on that front foot again, establishes the center of the cage, really trying to get those kicks off. Inside kick to high kick. Oh, tried to throw a spinning back fist, but that didn't go. You don't see a ton of spinning strikes in kickboxing, but Araj is throwing them. Welcome to the stream, Odie. What up, what up? Ooh. Silva's just getting out of the way of these. Silva's at least getting a bit hip to the fact that the head kick's coming at some point in the combo, but Araj is being really good at mixing it up, and sometimes he'll finish with the kick on the body, because the guard's starting to go higher on Silva, so now he's finishing those kicks on the body or on the inside leg kick. Ooh, nice spinning back kick. Did that kind of wobble Silva? I don't know. Looks like he could be a little bit wobbled on his feet. Another head kick. Ooh, and a big right to the head kick. Oh, these combos are nasty. Nice inside kick. Oh, man. These kicks for Azapor are vicious. And that's the thing he's doing really well is he's mixing them in. He's throwing different kicks. He's throwing inside kicks to both legs. He's throwing it to the body. He's throwing spinning kicks. Clinch up and break. Come on down, buddy. Hey, Milton. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Relax. Lay down. All right. I mean, Silva just can't get any offense really going here in the second round. Everything he tries either misses. Oh, and there's a low kick by Silva. I don't know if Azapor is okay. Let's see if he's going to take an injury timeout. He will not. Looks like he's okay. Right back to that high kick. I mean, it looks like a lot of them are getting blocked by the guard of Silva, but they just keep snapping them off. Oh, big right over the top by Azapor. And another jab. Wow, he does a great job of really mixing up his strikes. Oh! Wow, but he tries to enter, and Silva hits him with the 1-2 on a knockdown. Azapor's back up, but That was a nice knockdown on the counter by Silva. Wow. I don't know if it could have been a bit of a slip. He was a bit off balance, so I don't know if it was a true knockdown, but definitely will count in the judges' scorecard. Oh, big left by Azapor. And a spinning back fist. And that's the end of the second round. Wow. Wow. That round was all Iraj, but the big moment of the round was the counter. 1-2. Yeah, it looks more like it was a bit of a trip. Iraj was going in. He hit him with a low leg kick, and then he looked off balance, and he kind of hit him with a hook and sent him down. So definitely counts as a knockdown for sure, but I don't think it really affected Iraj that much. More of a trip. But does look like Iraj is kind of sucking a little wind in the corner here. Let's see if he possibly slows down a bit in this third round. Third and final round here. Yeah, probably need a knockout here out of Silva if we're really going to get a win. I think Azapor's done enough, especially in that first round. He probably got a 10-8. The second round might have been close, but I really don't see. I mean, even with the knockdown, and it really wasn't a tough knockdown, I really don't see a way that Silva really even convincingly won the second round. So I think he would absolutely need to dominate to maybe even get a draw, possibly. But I think he really needs a knockout here. Azapor being a little more conservative, as I say that, he throws a spinning hit kick, doesn't land. Nice body shot by Silva. Azapor says, bring it on. Azapor is definitely a little more cautious here in the third round, staying a little more on the outside, a little less active. Tried to throw a big right, but missed. And then just in the firefights, he finishes on that big leg kick. Oh, nice jab. Nice inside leg kick by Azapor. He just keeps touching him. Just, I'm there. And then he throws the big one. Ref Olivier Coss asking for more action here in this third round. I think Azapor's just trying to be smart. He doesn't want to get caught with something big. Obviously, he knows Silva has some power, but ref definitely asking for a little more. Now they're kind of just throwing 1 to 2 strikes at a time, not as much as these big firefight combos. There's a bit of an exchange. Nice little body kick from Silva. Inside kick by Azapor. Yeah, Raj definitely looks a little bit tired. He kind of tried to do the little dance, stand on the outside and whatnot, throw one kick. Silva's kind of like, come on, let's fight. 40 seconds left here. Azapor throws a big right and then a left. Oh, Silva looks to be stumbled on his feet. I don't know if he was just off balance, but that was a big head kick. I mean, I can see why this Azapor cat is 65-4. This dude has every strike in the book. He's got some nice hooks. He's got a nice jab. And his kicks, he throws inside kicks. He throws body kicks. He throws a beautiful high kick. And then he throws all 3 of those with spinning variations of them. So you really can't sit on anything. Once you start going to high guard, he starts going to the body. The second you start trying to get at range, he goes with the inside and the outside kicks. And that's the end of the fight. I think Azapor won that one pretty convincingly. I mean, that was an impressive one championship debut by Iraj Azapor. I think this guy's going to be an absolute problem in the heavyweight division. Those leg kicks from the front side just come and just snap off out of nowhere. Like, it's really a problem. Yeah, we'll give some credit for Anderson Silva. He took an absolute beat down and came standing. I thought one of those spinning kicks to the temple was absolutely going to put him out, but he kept coming the whole fight. So I got to give him at least credit for that. He clearly lost, but Dom Lau here for the official decision. It's going to be a unanimous decision for Azapor. Unanimous decision in the blue corner. Iraj Azipor. Wow. I mean, 66-4 career, 1-0 in one championship. The future looks bright for Iraj Azipor. I'm going to take a quick break, y'all. I need a quick bathroom break and get another drink. And then we are getting into a massive, massive co-main event and main event. It's the semifinals of the strawweight Grand Prix. We are going to see some absolute killers. Be right back. All right, y'all, let's lock in. I'm going to tweet this out so we can get going on these co-main events. Co-main event. Oh man, this is gonna be. I mean, two of my favorite women fighters. I'd say they're definitely in my top 5 of one championship women's fighters. My favorite of all time is Jackie Boonton, but she fights in Muay Thai. But as far as MMA goes, Ritu Phogat out of India, she is representing her country amazingly. I was lucky enough to be on the presser before her last fight, and she's a very interesting woman. She, and in a country like India where I'm not going to get political or anything like that, but women haven't had historically all the same opportunities as some men have, and she's really doing a great job of inspiring Indian women, especially in the fight game that hasn't been as popular, and she's really doing a great job of, representing and showing these young girls in India that you can do anything, and that's something that truly is just impressive. Like, I give all the respect for it. And like I said, I was on that press conference, and she really, she does carry that weight of a nation, and she really does try to represent the women of that nation in that way. But she's going to be taking on a very interesting fighter, Jenny Olsen. She was kind of definitely ranked a little lower coming into this Grand Prix. Wasn't exactly one of the quote unquote favorites, but she's been putting in some work. She's had some serious striking. I personally think, if I have to say it, I think that Ritu's wrestling is just going to be an absolute problem. I think she has absolutely the best, and I'm sorry, I've been saying strawweight all night. This is actually the atomweight Grand Prix. So, So this is gonna. I think Ritu Fogat. I really don't know if there's anyone that can handle her wrestling in this division, and that's gonna be an absolute problem. Jeneline Olsen fighting out of Team Lakai. If you're not familiar with Team Lakai, they are a gym out of Philippines. They have a massive presence in One Championship. They are kind of credited for sort of, I don't want to call building One Championship, but they were the biggest gym when they started. They used to carry 8 of the 9 available titles in One Championship. They now only have one champion left. So their presence is still felt, but it seems like everyone else has kind of caught up to Team Lakai. The way you will know that someone fights for Team Lakai, they always wear their patented red shorts. They always are wearing red. Sorry, just trying to get the stream tweeted out here, get people ready for this massive co-main event. This is going to be lit. Yeah, that's what's going to be interesting about this because Jenilyn has a very good submission game. Like her jujitsu is actually pretty elite, but it's going to basically be the wrestling versus the jiu-jitsu. And I really think that that's where Ritu Fogat's going to have the advantage because it's going to be the position over the submission. I think the strength and the wrestling dominance is going to be too much for Jocelyn to get in, or Gentleman to get in those opportunities to get the submission. But in some ways, you almost always see it too, though, where like a lot of times that like a wrestler and a jiu-jitsu specialist will sometimes, it could end up being more of a Muay Thai fight and seeing some hands. I mean, Ritu still got some power in her hands. She's been slowly but surely adding that, it seems like, in each fight. She definitely came in as a wrestling dominant, but she's definitely added more and more to the striking. The Indian Tigress, fire nickname for Ritu Fogat. But like they said, an entire nation behind her, really trying to get the Indian fight scene, especially for women. So I love that. I think that's one thing that One Championship does very well as a promotion. They do a great job of promoting women, and they do a great job of promoting, different countries and where people are from and what they represent. I think it's a very important thing, and it's part of it's part of the fight game. It's part of who the fighter is. You know what I mean? And I think that's very it's commendable the way that they truly market their fighters. Got an issue with my stream here. Uh-oh. Hold on now. Sorry about that. What is going on here? Of course. Right before the co-main event, my stream goes out. Hold on now. Come on now. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties trying to get my stream back up here. I don't know why the Bleacher Report's having an issue here, but of course. Okay. Awesome. We are back. Perfect timing. Rita Fogot's just getting the Vaseline and everything, getting ready to enter the cage here. So no worries on that front. We are back. All good. Ritu's also fighting out of Evolve MMA. That's something that you'll also see a lot of in One Championship. That's a big gym that is out of the Philippines. So a lot of fighters who are getting into One Championship and want to have a Filipino base, be close to where they fight, Evolve's a great gym that a lot of them end up going to. And it really creates a great mixing of talent because you get fighters from all over the world, from different disciplines that really come and mix together. So I think Ritu's game has definitely gotten better since she's gotten to Evolve. I think that's where her striking has really improved, and she's not just leaning on that wrestling background. It's definitely still her strength, but it's not the only thing that she can lean on. But I will say, Jenilyn Olsen has been that, kind of dark horse in this tournament. So definitely don't want to count her out. Can't count out anyone from Team Lakai. Of course, in her patented red shorts. Ritu Fogot wearing all black, the traditional Evolve kit. She is 6-1 in her mixed martial arts career. So that's the thing about Ritu Fogot, and that's why I'm so excited about her. She's still in her general career, she's still a young fighter. Like, she still has a lot to learn, a lot to grow. I really think that there's more out of her, and the base that she's already established is going to be an absolute problem. So she can always lean on that wrestling, and I think the rest of her game is just continuing to improve. So, all right, we're touching gloves here. We're about ready to go. Both women smiling in the middle of the cage. Oh, man, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. With a chance to go to the finals for the Atomweight Grand Prix. And if you win the Grand Prix, you immediately get a title shot. So this is a massive opportunity for two young women here. All right, Ritu taking the center immediately. Jenilyn trying to get the combos going early. Nice little low kick. Ritu tries to throw a shot, but she's got to be able to set that up. Olsen's really throwing the hand speed looks good early from Olsen. She's controlling that range. She's keeping her on the outside, throwing a lot of strikes. Ritu now got her hands on her, trying to get to the cage, went for the double leg, switching over to a single leg here. See if she can get it. And wow, controls that takedown with the single leg right into almost side control, but goes into full mount or full guard. Olsen trying to work her way to the cage. Yeah. I mean, if Ritu can pass this guard, it can be a tough thing. Olsen's doing a good job of kind of just holding this full guard, keeping her she's trying to pull the head down. Looks like she might be trying to work for a triangle. Ritu gets up. Wow. Lets her stand up and a big right and immediately back to the clinch, looking to work from that double leg. And then drops to the single. Wow, good defense from Olsen. Decent defense for now, but let's see if Ritu can just keep the chain wrestling going and finish off this takedown. Yeah, you can tell she's trying to get into either side mount or a quarter control because, but yeah, she just keeps going back into that full guard. Olson's doing a good job of not letting her pass, being really defensive from the bottom and trying to kind of sneak in a bit of a triangle here, possibly. It doesn't quite look locked in or look like she's got the position for it, but yeah, she's a little too high and a bit of an awkward angle, but Ritu's head's in an awkward position here. She's able to break out of it. Let's see if she can pass the side control here. Olson's doing a good job with the guard, keeping the legs in front of it, but Ritu taking the back almost here. Olson back to her feet. Wow. I will say, Olson's wrestling defense is very impressive. No one has really been able to hold Fogart and guard like that and really not just let Ritu do what she wants. So, another takedown here for Ritu, but right back into that full guard. Not being able to pass the guard of Olson. Yeah, Olson's really being offensive from the bottom, looking for submissions, looking to get a triangle, really holding that full guard. Ritu still trying to pass guard, but really very impressive bottom wrestling defense from Olson. Uh-oh, looking like she's going for that triangle again. Got big flexibility. Tries to pass the guard by Ritu. Ooh, good up kick. Right back into the full guard. Jenlin right back into that triangle. Always looking for submission opportunities. That's the thing. Yeah, Ritu's trying to be aggressive with the ground and pound, especially from that full guard, and she's getting almost caught into triangles here. So she's got to be careful. There it is. Ritu finally able to pass guard to side. Now she can go to work with the ground and pound that she'd like. Right into side control. Trying to get that crucifix. Trying to pin the arm under there. She's almost got it. I believe she's got. Oh, no. Now into north-south. And it looks like Olson going for an inverted triangle here from side control. Always fighting these submissions. But Ritu able to pop out of that. But the guard of Olson is elite. And using some up kicks. Oh, wow. So fight was stopped. That's an interesting rule in one championship. You can knee to a grounded opponent. You cannot kick to a grounded opponent. So Ritu Fogart was on her knees there, so thus a grounded opponent. Olson tried to do an up kick there, caught her in the face. That is an illegal strike in one championship. So we got an injury timeout here, just like you would have with like a groin strike or eye poke. It is discretionary to the ref. They could stop the fight on that. I don't believe the fight will be stopped on this, but that was a tough up kick right to the beak. Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 of them. Oh, man. So, yeah, that final one right to the chin. Didn't put her out, but definitely put her back. Yeah, hopefully. I don't think we're going to see any serious injury out of Ritu, but definitely a warning. I don't know if a point will be taken here. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they're taking a point, but definitely a serious warning. Yeah, that's definitely a final warning by the ref. Any other infractions by Olson, I believe, will be a point taken. All right, Ritu looks okay, and we're back off. End of the round, and they're still throwing. Jeez. This is a little sketchy. They each threw a punch after the bell, so this fight's starting to get a little chippy, get a little interesting. Solid first round. Ritu definitely had the 3 takedowns, which was, but she really wasn't able to establish anything on the ground. Wasn't be able to really pass the guard of Olsum. And then those obviously illegal kicks by Olsum at the end of the first round. Interesting to see if they'll have any effect on Ritu. But this is going to be very interesting. I mean, these are 2 very skilled women, especially on the ground. Yeah, I wonder if Ritu can just kind of stick to this game plan, keep taking her down, keep kind of controlling. At what point does Olsum sort of just, wilt away? But Olsum looks fresh in the early second round. Couple nice kicks to start the round here. Ritu trying to push him back to the cage. Now got the double leg. Let's see if she goes for the single. Oh, no. Wow, she picks her up on the double leg and slams her to the ground. Wow. Some serious strength out of Ritu there. Trying to pass the guard. This guard by Olsum is very impressive. She got into the quarter guard there. Yeah, the guard of Olsum is very impressive. Ritu's at least in the quarter guard here that she can at least get some work going, getting a few body shots in. But Olsum's just really pulling that guard. She's back into full guard. And that really just isn't allowing Ritu to really get anything going. When she's on the ground, she's just pulling guard and really not letting Ritu get much of that ground and pound going. And then if Ritu tries to stand up to reset position, she's throwing those up kicks. So really not making it comfortable for Ritu. She's got her bit stacked against the cage, and this could be an opportunity for her to maybe get some ground and pound off. Oh, this could be an armbar. Armbar attempt by Olsum. Ritu looks like she's in an okay position here, but yep, just transitions right out of it, back into full guard. Olsum's very impressive that even when she goes to those submission attempts, even when she gets out of it, she pulls right back into that full guard where she's comfortable. Yeah, the second she tries to do anything, the second she tries to get some space or pass guard, Gentleman's immediately going for a submission attempt. But the strength of Ritu, I mean, this got to add up on her at some point. You can't be just carrying this weight, taking some ground and pound, even if it's not serious. There's a lot of little rabbit punches. There's some elbows now. At some point, you would expect Olsum to start sort of, fading. Still about 2.5 minutes left, about halfway through the round here. Still a lot of time for Fogat to work off the top here. Another possible triangle attempt. It's going to be tough from this position because she's really stacked against the cage. Tough to get that extension needed, but she's trying to pull in that. She's trying to pull in that triangle. Yep, Ritu doing a good job of stacking her and keeping that posture, not letting the triangle really be a true threat. This is some of the more impressive ground defense I've ever seen. But now it seems like Ritu's starting to get that strength, get a few ground and pound shots through, able to now pass that guard. Nice little knee to the head from side control, but can't fully pass the guard. Yeah, this is smart for Ritu to keep her against the cage like that, keep her stacked. Doesn't really allow for a lot of the offense from the bottom that Olsum had when she was more in the cage, had more room to really work with. Minute remaining, Ritu still stacked up on the top. Referee now asking for a little more offense. Ritu answers with a couple little rabbit punches from the top, but nothing really huge. She's trying to pass that guard. Almost able to, but wow. That guard by Olsum is just impressive. That full guard. Olsum keeps trying to put her feet into the cage. The ref is stopping that. Nice little up kick by Olsum. Ruto trying to get some ground and pound here at the end of the round from a standing position. Ooh, there's a big shot for Ritu. And it looks like we'll be going to a third round here. Yep. End of the second round. Ritu's been absolutely dominant from the top, but Olsum's defense from the bottom has been good. Shoot, gotta take this. Hold on. Sorry for the delay, y'all. Just a little break in between the rounds, and we are off for the third and final round here. I mean, you got to think, like, at some point, Olsum's got to be a little more aggressive. I know she's been trying the submission attempts from the bottom, but at some point, she's got to look for a finish here because how the judges are going to look at it, Ritu has had all the takedowns, has had all the top position, has been dominant. Ritu getting right back to that single leg. Let's see if Olsum can defend this. Right back into the takedown. Directly back into this full guard that we've seen. Olsum tried a half guillotine attempt, but I mean, she's going to have to give that up immediately. Full guard again fighting to pass that guard. Looks like she took some side control here. Possibly can now maybe rain some knees to the body or Ritu doing a good job of kind of just holding that, side control. There it is. This is the control that Ritu's been sort of looking for the whole time. Now she's at full side control. Now she can maybe get some of that ground and pound going. Throwing some elbows from the inside. Working back to north-south now. Throwing a knee to the head, which is legal in one championship. Knees to the grounded opponent are legal. Olsum doing a decent job of getting into a better defensive position, but another knee to the head. Oh, those are going to start adding up on her. Ritu's starting to get a real controlling position. Those knees are starting to land. Now she's starting to let them rain. This could be the beginning of the end for Olsum. This is a bad position to be in. But looks like she's starting to work back to her feet. She's back to her feet, but Ritu looks like she's going to be going right back to that single leg. She's got to watch that front choke. Looks like Olsum's working on some sort of darce. This could be a problem. Ritu's got to get that neck out of there. Ritu, wow, another single leg takedown. She is just so strong for this division. It's unbelievable. This wrestling, like she said it before the fight. She said, there's no atom weight that can handle my wrestling. And I mean, Olsum's done a great job defensively to not take too much damage, but at the end of the day, it's still a dominant performance. She really hasn't got anything off. A couple submission attempts that haven't really gotten to anything, but now Ritu's back in this side control and just sort of dominating. Ritu trying to keep that half Nelson. Olsum working back to her knees. See if she can actually work out of this position. But about 2 minutes left, and not really much that Olson's able to do here. Fogat's keeping that nice body lock to just control her, even though Olson's back to her knees in a bit of a better position. Ooh, big knee to the body. See if Ritu can get another takedown. They're back to the feet, but immediately Ritu just back in that clinch, pressing her against the cage, keeping constant pressure on her. Yeah, I got to give some credit, though, for Olson. She's a young fighter, hasn't had a ton of MMA experience. She came up more in kickboxing and Muay Thai. So the fact that she's got such an elite ground game. Oh, wow. Olson actually reversed the takedown, and now she's got top position. She's in full mount, but Ritu bucks her off immediately and going for a reversal here on the leg. Wow. That is some unbelievable strength by Ritu Fogat. She was full mounted, and she just bucked her off. Like, it was just a quick little neck bridge, and she was immediately off. Got a bit of an inverted triangle attempt here from Olson. It doesn't look like it's the right position. She's only got 20 or 30 seconds left. I think that Ritu would be able to survive this, but I mean, Olson's got to go for broke on the submission attempt. It's her last chance. She needs a finish here. About 15 seconds left. Can Olson extend it? No, it doesn't look like it. Ritu again breaks off it, back in a full mount, now throwing the ground and pound to end the fight. Looks like Ritu Fogat is on her way to the Atomweight Grand Prix Championship. What a fight. That was impressive. I definitely want to see Jalen Olson in this division. I think she's going to be a problem in the Atomweights, but Ritu Fogat's wrestling is just on an absolute another level. She can do this all day and just stayed calm. Even when there was those submission attempts by Olson, she always found a way out. She was never nervous or never like panicked or worried. It was just very clinical. She took what was given to her. She didn't try to, push the pace too much. She kept her dominant positions. And like I said, going into this fight, position over submission. It's a tale as old as time. Position over submission, and that strength and that wrestling just was way too much for her. So I believe that Ritu Fogat's on her way to getting a shot at getting a title chance in the Atomweight Grand Prix Championship. Wow. This is, I don't know who can handle this wrestling in this division. It really is going to be just an absolute problem. Here's the official decision. Out of the red corner, Ritu Fogat. Wow. This is impressive. I don't know how much I can say about this wrestling. It was truly dominant. Now, if you're going to ask for more, I guess, would be, you want to see a little more ground and pound. You want to maybe see some more submission attempts or, attempts to finish the fight. But Olson had great defense, and sometimes you run into that, and I like the fact that Ritu wasn't overly aggressive by going for some crazy submission or something and putting herself in a position that could possibly get herself into danger. Let's see what they got to say about in the post-fight here. She said this is very important for her and her home in India and all the people supporting her back home. Said she wants to give 100% and give her country something to be proud of. She definitely did that tonight. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting thing, too, for Ritu Fogat now. Now she gets to go and basically scout her opponent because the main event, Stan Fairtex versus Julia Meza Barba, sorry. Um, she basically gets to go and scout and watch who will be her opponent in the finals. That's the main event coming up here. This is something you definitely want to tune in for. If anything, you want to tune in for Stamp Fairtex's walkout. Julie's going to be coming out first. She's a Brazilian fighter. She was also unranked going into this Grand Prix, and similar to the last fighter we just saw, she's kind of been a bit of a dark horse in this tournament, but has made it to the semifinals. So you got to give all credit there. Obviously, Stamp Fairtex, a legend of the sport. She got the stamp dance. If you don't know the stamp dance, look it up, but you're about to see it in a few minutes here. Stamp Fairtex, there's no other way to describe her but electric. From her walkout, from her fight style, this chick is dominant. She had a very good fight in her last fight, and an absolute dominant performance. She got top control and put an absolute beat down on Rosanya. So it was a decision, but I would like to say it's kind of one of those things in these Grand Prix tournaments. It's just about winning. Like, it really doesn't matter. But Meza has been 8-0 in her last 8 fights. She has been an absolute problem. She got some speed in her striking. I think the striking speed, she might have the slight advantage, but it's going to be so close. I think this is going to be an elite striking battle. I could definitely see Stamp trying to find its way to the ground so she can be in a more dominant position and really ground and pound because, I mean, I'm rooting for this to be a just stand and bang fight, but I don't know. I mean, that's dangerous for both fighters. So I don't know if one will try to work the clinch or maybe get a takedown so that they can maybe neutralize the power of their opponent. But, oh, man, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a real good one. They put this one as the main event for a reason. And, I mean, not looking ahead or anything, but I feel like these two are so well matched up because of, just the fighting styles. Both come from more of a striking and a Muay Thai background. But I don't know if either of them will have the wrestling aptitude to be able to do anything with Ritu Fogat. Obviously, they got to get there, but that's going to be a very interesting final. Yeah, Stan Fairtex has been champ twice in the atomweight division. She's since lost them, but now getting herself in this Grand Prix, she's trying to get that title shot right back. Oh, wow. I didn't actually know that. Her first 2 titles in one championship were in Muay Thai and kickboxing. So she has actually never held the MMA belt. So if she goes on, wins this Grand Prix, and then gets a shot at the title, that she could become a Muay Thai, a kickboxing, and an MMA champ. So it's impressive. You're saying Julie can't stop her from becoming a champion? This is going to be a banger. I am on the edge of my seat here. Yeah, don't think of Julie Meza as your typical Brazilian, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. She got hands. She got some serious power in those hands, and she got some speed. Those combos she throws, and that's really what's kind of made a lot of her opponents wilt throughout this run that she's been on, is she throws combos with speed and a lot of volume. And it's like, okay, she might eat one, but then you're going to get 6 back. And that's where she's really put it on her fighters. We got the walkout here for Julie. Oh, that's fire in her background. She's got the Brazilian Christ the Redeemer in the background and everything. So big Brazilian pride. So that's for sure. She looks to be in great shape for this fight. She looks to maybe put on a little more muscle from the last time we saw her. I don't know if that's true, but her shoulders and her arms are looking huge right now. So she looks like she came in with a good camp. Looks to be very in shape. Looks very focused. This is going to be an absolute banger. Yeah, she took down a legend of the sport in May Yamaguchi in the quarterfinals. So she's had a tough road here, but no one's been a match for her yet. And that's going to be the tough thing because, like I said, I think Stamp may try to find a way to get a takedown, but as we saw in the May fight, her Julie's grappling and basically defensive grappling is very good. She's good at stopping the takedown and then making you pay for that. You know, she'll really beat you with a wizard, and then that hook's coming right after it. So that's going to be a very interesting thing. I don't know if Stamp will try to stand there with her, but and here comes the girl, Stamp. No dyed hair. A lot of times she'll have like red dyed hair. Looks like she's going with her natural brunette tonight. Always smiling, always having a good time. I mean, she's just fun. I mean, if you're not a fan of Stamp Fairtex, like you just don't like fun, you don't like fighting. I don't know if you want her to win the fight, that's fine, but you want to tune in right now because you're about to see one of the most electric walkouts in all of sports. Oh, that's great. They got like side dancers doing the Stamp dance with her. You will not see me doing the Stamp dance, but this is electric. Let's see it. Here it is. There it is, the Stamp dance. She always just looks so relaxed and just like ready to fight, you know? She's always smiling. She's just having a great time. Yeah, there is no one like her in the sport, you know? And I really hope that she can be a bit of a pioneer, especially in one championship. And I believe that she has been, where more fighters are really, you know, they're starting to really, you know, adopt this style of, you know, marketing yourself and having fun and really, you know, being a part of, you know, that's how you're going to build your fan base. And then obviously she's an elite Muay Thai striker like that. She's one of the best in the game. So, you know, she's really showing that you have to be electric all around, inside the cage, outside the cage, impressors, everything about the fight game Stamp is good at. But at the end of the day, that dance is awesome, the walkout's awesome, everything. But now it's time to scrap. And she's got a real test in front of her. Let's see what really is going to, you know, Stamp said this was a real fight of disciplines, whether Muay Thai or kickboxing is better. And she said that Muay Thai is a much better discipline than kickboxing. So let's see here. Yeah, I really think that the kicks from Stamp and finding that kicking range is going to be the real key for her. I think if she can find that range, I think she does not want to get in a brawling, clinch tight fight because that's where Julie absolutely eats. Oh man, let's go, boys! Come on now. By the way, the final will be on December 3rd. Same way you can watch it on Bleacher Report Live or on YouTube. That's going to be a massive card, but we got to see who's going to get there. This is 3 5-minute rounds because it's only a semifinal, so it is still only 3 rounds, as we saw in the last fight. Here we go. Event of the evening. Tom Lau is elite. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It's crazy with these atomweight girls that have so much power. Like, it blows my mind. They're so small, and they just got so much power in their hands. Oh. That's one thing I got to say that I do love for One Championship, especially doing these solo streams. They're very good at getting their fights off back to back. There's not a lot of downtime. We're just action, 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 which I love. Stamp always got that smile. Wow. Career Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 63, 17, and 5 for Stan Fairtex. And also, just so you know, because I'm going to keep saying Stan Fairtex, Fairtex is actually a gym in the Philippines. And basically a lot of fighters who fight at that gym, they basically take, quote unquote, the last name of that gym. So there's Supergirl Fairtex, there's Stamp Fairtex, there's a lot of people who kind of adopt that gym name. That's a traditional Asian thing. So her last name is not actually Fairtex, but she goes by Stamp Fairtex. All right, round 1, here we go. We are about to be off. We got my boy Olivia Cost as the ref. Touching gloves, respect always a big thing, and here we go. Immediately, Julie taking the center of the cage here. Good inside leg kick by Stamp. A lot of kicks early for both of them. Yeah, Stamp really throws those kicks with some serious intent. Julie more throws her kicks out there almost as rangefinders. It's almost like a jab. It's more something that she wants to use as an entrance to get to her hands, where Stamp's really trying to use her kicks as serious offense. Ooh, nice outside leg kick for Stamp. Really trying to attack that front leg of Julie, which makes sense because you really don't want her to be able to come forward and be on that and close the range. Both are trying to just stay slightly out of each other's range. You can definitely tell just immediately, even in the stances and the approaches, the Muay Thai. Oh, catch kick by Julie. Couple nice rights for her. Mesbarb is doing a good job of staying out of that kicking range of Stamp and then entering her range and throwing a quick combo. Nice inside kick by Stamp. Those front kicks are nasty from her. That's that real Muay Thai style. Ooh, nice body kick by Stamp. You can tell there's a lot of respect in these two. A lot of feints, a lot of range finding stuff. They're really not trying to enter each other's range. There we go. There's a nice little exchange for them. Yeah, Julie's starting to react to those kicks for sure. The feints are starting to get a reaction out of her. She definitely don't like those body kicks and those outside kicks. Nice little inside kick by Stamp. Spinning back fist for Julie. I don't know if that landed. Looked like Stamp kind of shook it off. Oh, another caught kick for Julie, and she's able to get into the clinch, pressing up against the cage here. This is more where Julie wants to be. Got the nice underhook. I don't know if she's going to actually try to take this into a takedown or if she's just trying to get some clinch work in. Yeah, this is probably an advantage for Julie. This is where she wants to be. Sam not as comfortable in the clinch. Trading a couple knees in there, but Sam doing a decent job, at least not taking massive damage on the inside here. Trying to get to the Muay Thai clinch where she's a little more comfortable than the traditional wrestling. And a nice little back trip by Mesaraba. She tries to take the neck. Looking like a bit of a Darce choke or a front headlock. Ooh, some nice knees from Julie. She got control of that head, but Stamp gets out. Oh, nice elbow over the top by Stamp. Trying the hip toss from Julie, but good defense by Stamp. Oh, and they split, and Stamp throws a nice combo on the exit. Now they're back to standing range. 30 seconds left in the first round. Ooh, nice leg kick for Stamp. Misses the next one. Ooh, nice jab by Stamp. See, that's the thing I think that might start adding up later in this round is that Stamp's getting the reaction out of her with the kicks, and I think that will eventually open up the hands. You know, she's looking low, and then you throw the jab in there. Impressive first round. Stamp looked mostly good on the striking, but Julie had she was able to catch a couple of those kicks, land a few strikes off that, and even get into the clinch. Real nice knee for Julia in the clinch, right on the dome with Stamp when she had that front headlock. Yeah, you think that Julie's going to really have to close the distance, probably get back to that clinch work, maybe get her to the ground because in the striking department, it looks like Stamp's just got that slightly better timing, slightly better range, and way better kicks. All right, round two, we are off. They meet back in the middle of the cage. Julia immediately taking the center of the cage. Ooh, nice body kick by Stamp. And a nice little teep kick. Stamp really firing off those kicks early. She's got that real Muay Thai like rock to her. You know, it's a timing thing. It's feinting, and then go. Julie's able to kind of walk her down here a bit. Trying to get a bit of a combo there, but doesn't look like it landed. Good head movement by Stamp. Ooh, nice quick little high kick out of Stamp. Oh, caught the kick by Julie, and she throws some big rights and right into the clinch. I mean, that's been Julie's best offense. She's caught those body kicks and then just started throwing rights over the top. Nice little takedown there from Ezra Barba, but right back to the feet for Stamp. Ezra Barba holds that body lock, but let's see if she can get anything from this position. This is definitely where she's found more success, but hasn't really gotten a lot of damage out of the position. Oh, and some nice knees in the clinch by Stamp. Just unloading those knees to the body. She's now got the body lock. Julie's trying to go to a double leg. Doesn't look like she can get her arms clasped. There it is. And a body lock and a nice takedown. Doesn't give up on the position. Let's see if she can finish this off, though, here. Oh, well done. Julie trying to pass guard there. But a nice whizzer by Stamp in the reversal. Wow. Right into full mount for Stamp Fairtex. Wow, this is not a position that Julie wants to be in. Ground and pound. Big elbows from the top from Stamp. Big elbow. Julie's in a bad spot here. Wow, that was impressive. I thought Julie would absolutely have the advantage in the grappling department, but Stamp with the beautiful reversal right into top mount. She is just dropping elbows from this top. Nice hook. Ooh, big elbow. She's got some nice short elbows from the inside there. Still a minute 40 left for Stamp to work here. This is a bad place for Julie to be. Stamp really getting the ground and pound going here. Might take the back. Julie give up her back as an attempt to try to get up. Now she got Stamp's got a nice body lock across the stomach. She's a little high up, so this could be tough for an actual submission attempt. But let's see here. Trying to get the ground and pound, trying to work up, open up that chin. Soften her up, soften her up. Now she's going for now she's got the two hooks in. If she can flatten her out, this could be a tough thing. Now she's going for it. She's got her sat up. Let's see if she can take her to the back. Stamp trying to drag her back down. Decent defense here by Mesraba, fighting the hands. 30 seconds left. I don't know if Stamp will have enough time to really get this going. Oh, there she goes, taking the back. I don't know if she's got enough time to get under the chin here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Uh-oh, now she's under the chin. Now she's under the chin, trying to loosen her up. Does she have enough time to lock it in? Only about 10 seconds left. A lot of ground and pound from the back here. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to lock it in. Looks like we'll probably be going to a third round here. Wow, end of the round there. Impressive by Stamp Fairtex. Wow. I mean, good defense there by Julie to hang on, but my God, Stamp is feeling herself right now. Little dance for the crowd after the second round. She is feeling herself. I mean, it was a nice takedown for Julie, but that reversal into full mount by Stamp was very impressive. She put in that whizzer and then just absolutely turned her around. That's a type of strength they usually don't see out of the atomweight division, and that was utterly impressive. Got to the top, started dropping some elbows. I mean, Julie's got to be basically looking for a finish in this third round. I think Stamp probably got the first two. Obviously, they don't do round-by-round scoring, but the domination of the fight has been leaning for Stamp. So Julie's got to be looking for something. I don't know what exactly that is. She's had some success in the clinch, but if she's not able to really get that ground control, she's got to probably just look for a finish. She's got to look for a big hand. She's got to look to throw. She called a knockout before the fight, so maybe there's something in there. But, Stamp looks to be in full control. We're back off here in the third round. Immediately, Julie back to the center of the cage. She's had that center the whole time, but hasn't really had any problems with it. Stamp okay fighting off her back foot, especially with those front kicks. Yeah, that's the problem. Anytime she tries to enter the distance, Stamp just throwing kicks to the body, kick to the leg. Ooh, nice little back fist by Mezaraba. Stamp kind of shook it off, but you don't know. Julie's starting to get a little bit more into the range, but still having trouble finding the target. Nice kicks by Stamp. Yeah, I agree with Franklin. With Franklin. Mezaraba got to set a trap or cut her off. She's sort of just following her and getting kicked. Like, at some point, you got to set a trap. You got to cut off the cage. You got to go. She's trying to counter these kicks, but she's just out of range. Oh, big high kick from Stamp. Mezaraba tries to throw a combo back, but misses again. Ooh, nice body kick there by Stamp. And then a front kick. Ooh, there's a combo by Mezaraba with the front elbow. Yeah, she's trying to enter, but every time either the head movement of Stamp or just those kicks are just keeping her out of range. And Stamp's smart. Anytime she starts throwing like a 2 or 3 punch combo, she just gets on her bike and gets out of the way. And then right back to that kicking range. Ooh, nice kick there by Stamp. Julianne answers with one back. 2 minutes left in this Atomweight Grand Prix semifinal. Julie trying to, at this point, she almost just looks desperate, where she's just throwing just wild combos from outside of range. She's not really setting anything up. She's really got to just cut her off and throw a left hook to, cut off that circle, but she's just not finding that range. And Stamp just keeps throwing those kicks, throw the inside kick, throw the front keep kick. There was a spinning back fist by Julie, but again, everything is just naked. It's just throwing it blind. And I get it, she can't really find the range, but she may have to, eat one to get in there. But Stamp Fairtex's head movements look great. Even when she does close that range, she's just not being able to find anything. Nice kick by Stamp. Julie's actually had a few nice inside leg kicks here in the third round, but that's not going to be enough here in the third. 1 minute left. At some point, Julie's got to empty the tank, right? Like, you got to go for it. There it is. There's a nice little jab to a spinning back fist. Nice little inside kick by Julie. She needs something big here. She needs something big. $30 seconds left. If there's anything left for Julie here, or is Stamp going to basically walk her way to the Grand Prix final? It's 15 seconds left. Is there a final fury for Julie? Doesn't look that way. Oh, there's a nice little right hook, but little too late. Little too late. Catches the kick, throws a few. Stamp's still smiling. Decent fight, but I think that's Sam Fairtex all the way. She's headed on her way to the atomweight Grand Prix final to take on Ritu Phogat. This was an impressive performance by Stamp. Those kicks truly were a problem. I do, looking ahead a bit, it is an interesting matchup for her against Ritu because she did look good on the ground. That reversal against Julie was impressive, but the level of wrestling between Ritu and Julie is miles apart. And I do worry a bit with that Muay Thai style, with throwing a lot of body kicks. Julie was able to catch a good amount of those body kicks from Stamp, and I think that's going to give opportunities for Ritu to, catch those kicks and get into wrestling positions. And I don't know if she's going to have the strength to just, get a whizzer and roll her over like she did with Julie. So let's get the official results here. It's going to be Stamp Fairtex. Let's be real here. The red corner, Stamp Fairtex. Let's go. I mean, honestly, it sucks because I do like both of these fighters, but this is absolutely what the atomweight final should be. We got our two best fighters, the fighters who are on the two biggest win streaks right now. Like, these are the two that we need to see. December 3rd, we're going to get that final. It's going to be a very interesting Muay Thai versus wrestling. If Stamp can have that range control, I think it'll be interesting. But I do really think that the power of Ritu is going to be a real problem for her. So, truly appreciate anyone who tuned in. Unbelievable next-gen card. Let's actually hang around here for Stamp Fairtex's post-fight here. Always electric. Sorry, my tie is not very good. Yeah, she said that she showed tonight that she's truly improved in her Muay Thai game, that she's not just a Muay Thai, or in her all-around MMA game, she's not just a Muay Thai fighter, even though her Muay Thai has gotten better. She's saying that Ritu better prepare well for the final because she's going to be even better by her next fight. So I am big excited for that final. We will definitely be live on December 3rd for that one. Appreciate anyone who tuned in. Absolutely electric one championship, next generation. I will say that's a great thing about one championship. If y'all missed the fights tonight or you maybe just caught the last main event here, you can go back on YouTube on the One Championship page and watch the entire card for free. So that's a great thing. Definitely, if you want to go back and look at it, we had an absolute banger of a card. Appreciate anyone who tuned in here. Much love. We out.